Shalom, 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 Israel. I want to start this by giving all honor, all glory, and all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, to this world so ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. In the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue, I want to give double honors to the elder of the men of Israel camp, Elder Kazak, who teaches well, who rules well. I want to give double honors to the elders across the four corners of the globe, starting with the elders of GMS from Elder Tahar on down. I want to give salutations to the brothers that are the hopeful elect. I want to give a shout out to the brothers of the speckled bird, causing confusion among the heathen, having a facade of the heathen, because we are not the black Hebrew Israelites. To all y'all brothers, I like to say shalom. This video is going to be dubbed Jesus Christ is not a so-called white man, right? And I'm going to pull up I pulled up some stuff in ChatGPT, and it kind of agree, kind of don't. It's like on the fence, you know, but it'll never come out with the truth. But let's get straight into it. So first, we'll go into the scriptures, and we'll get a couple scriptures on how the Israelites themselves, particularly the Judites, are of a dark color, right? So first we'll go to Job 30 and 30. All right, look. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. So, if the so-called Israelis or Palestinians or whoever, you know what I'm saying, are calling themselves the true Jews, and Jesus is white, so-called, then why is Job saying this? Why is he saying my skin is black upon me, man? You know? You know, ain't no so-called white man about to say that his skin is black. No, not at all. Because the people that were there in that time were people of a melanated skin color, different shades of brown. Okay, right? And imagine this: Edom can't survive in the sun, man. Can't survive in the sun. That sun beaming on them all. They need sunscreen, man. You know, I'm a pool tech. You know what I'm saying? Yo, those pools are so dirty and so just flat. The pH is gone. I gotta use so much chlorine when they get out the pool because of all the chemicals they gotta put on their body, bro. What? At nighttime, when I gotta go and shut down these pools, man, you can't even see the bottom of the pool, man, when they get out because of all the shit that they got. Yo, I gotta turn up the chlorine. You know, it's a chlorine tower that we can use instead of literally throwing chlorine into the pool, which is called shock. But you gotta turn up the chlorine tower to 5, man. You know, just to get it clear for the next day, and then turn it down because then your chlorine level will be too damn high. You know what I'm saying? They can't survive in the sunlight, man. You know. So how? All right. I am black but comely. So this is Solomon, right? And as we know, Solomon is a reincarnation of Yahweh Shah, okay? And we can go and get that too, and then we can go to Hebrews. What is that? 7 and 14, I think, where it says that he came from the tribe of Judah. The tribe, I believe, roughly paraphrasing, the tribe of which Moses spake nothing of, something to that nature, you know. But so if Solomon is dark, is black, as this says, I am black but comely, it says I am black but beautiful, right? So if that's saying that, then Yahweh Shah has to be dark because he's his reincarnate. Okay, here we go. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. Right? There we go. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me, man. All right. Now, to prove Solomon was Yahweh Shah. Oops, lock him. Oh, no, that's not what we want. It's not Matthew 1. It's John 1 and 1. Oh, no, it is Matthew. No, it is. It is. Yeah, here we go. Okay. The book of the generation of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, the son of David, the son of Abraham. So, the son of David is who? Solomon. The son of David is Solomon. This is going into reincarnation, man. The son of Abraham is who? Isaac. Because you got Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. You know? You would have Jesse, David, and then Yahweh Shai. Jesse, King David, and then and then Solomon, Salakian. You know? And this is going to run down the whole bloodline, man. Okay? Look. Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac begot Jacob. Jacob begot Judas and his brethren. You see that? So the son of Abraham, Abraham is Isaac. And then we come right here. Right here, look. And Solomon begot Boaz of Rechab, and Boaz begat Obed of Ruth, and Obed begot Jesse. You got Jesse, David, King David, and then Solomon. All right? And Jesse begot David the king, which is why I said King David. And David the king begot Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias. There you go. You see? You see, and that's just to prove that Yahweh Shai was two people. Reincarnation is real, you know. So, if Solomon was of a darker skin tone, then Yahweh Shai is too, man. All right. Now let's go to Revelation and grab this. What would it start at? 13? 12. Okay. All right, look, check it out. Now, this is going to show you the skin tone of Yahweh Shai. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, that's talking about Yahweh Shai, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So this man's hairs on his head were white as wool, okay? So they were white. As white as snow, and his eyes were a flame of fire. That's not talking about his literal pupils. That's talking about the whites of his eyes were red. Why? Because he drank a lot of wine, which is why they called him a wine bibber. All right? Verse 15. Hold on. And his feet like unto fine brass. Brass is already kind of a golden color, man. All right? As if they burned in a furnace. And his voice is the sound of many waters. All right? So let's go and get this brass real quick. Let's see. Look at that. It says he's brass. Look, brass is an alloy created by mixing copper and zinc. The proportions are adjusted to create different brass applications and uses. Basic brass is 33% zinc with 67% copper, but these levels can vary considerably. Lead is sometimes added to improve mechanability. But look at this. Look at the color of it. You see? You see that? Let's go to images real quick, man. Look at this. Now, if you take this and you burn it in the furnace, it's going to be dark. It's going to be dark, man. It's going to be dark, man. Okay? All right, now let's get this. Now, where this happened at is where the where everything was whitewashed was in iconoclasm. Where did that happen? That happened in the Renaissance, right? Meaning the rebirth. And what was that? That was them coming back into power. And they can't have us. If you go back into power, you can't have the enemy being the chosen people. So, no, we got to put y'all up under us. We got to make it into our likeness. Okay? So look. So we'll go back here and we'll check out iconoclasm. Look, iconoclasm, image breaking, is the deliberate destruction of religious or political icons, monuments, and images driven by motives such as theological disputes over idolatry, political rebellion, or social reform. That's not what happened. They took us over and they painted everything white, so-called white. They painted it in the image of themselves. All right? So now, to follow that up with scripture, brothers already know where Jake is going. Going back to Job 9:24, believe, right? Con, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So it said that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who runs the world, man? Esau, Edom, of course, right? Which is the so-called white man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Where did this man cover the faces of the judges? Right here, man. In iconoclasm, right? Iconoclasm, image breaking. You see that? You see that? Okay. Now, why did they do this? Because they had took over our people and they came back into power. That's why the Renaissance means the rebirth. Renaissance meaning. Check this out. Look at that. Renaissance means rebirth in French, referring to a fervent period of European cultural, artistic, and political and economic rebirth following the Middle Ages, approximately from the 14th to the 17th century. It marked a revival of classical Greek and Roman learning, art, and humanism. You see that? Key synonyms include resurgence, revitalization, and renewal. They took everything that was melanated in the pictures, covering the faces of the judges, mainly Yahweh Shah, because the saint shall judge the world. He was the ultimate saint because he did no sin. Okay? So he covered the faces of the judge, man, of the judges, and those men that followed him. They judged the world too, man. How? By the script. By the script, man. Right? So look, usage, examples, and synonyms. Cultural, artistic rebirth. The city is experiencing nah, I ain't dealing with that. Alright. But it's the rebirth. And in that rebirth, they took everything that was melanated. Let's check. What is whitewashing? Look, let me see. Yeah, no, let's do this. Okay. What is whitewashing in portraits? Here we go. This is what they did. Whitewashing in portraits is the practice of altering or representing non-white or historical mythological figures with a lighter or white skin in art, photography, or media to fit Eurocentric beauty standards, or historical narratives. This form of representation erases the true racial identity of subjects and reinforces systemic racial biases. Come on, man. Why did they have to do this? Once again, they took over our nation of people who are the true people of the Lord. Right? They took over our people, man. So they had to do this so they could be on top. So what they do? Brought us here on slave boats, stripped us of everything. Boom, Renaissance. Let's take all these pictures. We got to fix this. Nope, we got to fix this. They can't know that they're the chosen people and we're over them. They'll rebel. They'll revolt. They'll know. You know, that's why Elder Tahar said long ago, man, he said, man, some cats that pulled up on us and said, man, we pay billions of dollars for y'all to not know this information. How y'all get this? Because the Lord wants us to have it, man. We got to have a way back to him. It's his movie. Of course. See? Using examples in portraits and media, historical art, which is the main point here. Painting historically non-white individuals with lighter skin tones to align with European artistic traditions. Okay? Now, let's go to ChatGPT. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's bring up Jesus Christ. Okay? Bring up Jesus Christ. Look at this. Images. See this? Now this here, he was made to be Caesar Borgia. Alright? Let's check it out. Look at this. You see that? Look at this. Oh, look at this. Caesar Borgia, the ruthless Renaissance conqueror who may inspire the modern image he did. And that's who it's drawn after. Okay? Look. Caesar Borgia, false image of Jesus Christ. In 1940, Pope Alexander had an artist model a Jesus painting after his son, Caesar Borgia. Both father and son were extremely wicked. Okay? I don't know nothing about this book here. Yeah, okay. Come on, back up now. Oh shit, I'm on the wrong one. But anyhow, Caesar Borgia was made in the image of Jesus Christ. Okay, you see? Let's see what this says. All right, let's read this. So, who is this white man posing as Jesus Christ? His name is Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. He modeled for the image of the new Jesus Christ, originally painted by Leonardo da Vinci, the Borgia by Marion Johnson, page 163. What does this say? This is Caesar Borgia. He was the illegitimate son and the favorite son of Pope Alexander, who was greedy, warmonger, and mass murderer who had many mistresses. Leonardo da Vinci, who had a brief homosexual relationship with Caesar himself, was hired to create an image of Christ based on Caesar Borgia's image, which had been worshipped in the church ever since till this day. And that's facts. You know? No, hey, I can't make this up. I can't. Now, let's see what Yahweh Shah look like. Okay? Now, let's see. You see that? You see that? Well, let's go and read the script. Let's go back. Let's go back and read the script, man. Let's see what the script says, okay? We start at 13 this time, all right? All right, no, 14. So we'll do 14 and 15. Oh, let's get a different color on there. All right. This is Revelation 1 and 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Well, let's go and check. Yep, head and his hairs white like wool. All right. As white as snow, and his eyes were a flame of fire. You see the redness in his whites of his eyes? See that? The whites of his eyes aren't the same color as his hair. You see that? Right on. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they had burnt in a furnace. So what was seen was the feet, and he said it's as brass that had been burnt in a furnace. So this man is obviously dark. You see? This man is obviously dark. See that? This is Yahweh Shai. This is the true Lord and Savior, man. Him. He's the one, man. He's the perfection, man. He's the one, right? Not no damn wicked ass white man. How does the white man? How is the white man Jesus Christ the Savior? And the Lord said He got indignation towards that people forever. He don't like them. He don't love them. He doesn't like the so-called white man. Okay, the Lord's not dealing with the so-called white man, bro. Right? He actually calls the white man profane. He said Esau is profane. One as profane as Esau, who would sell his birthright for one morsel of meat. Nigga sold the way into the heaven for a piece of meat, man. but the white man is a savior. Come on, man. So the Romans killed him, right? So you believe that the Romans killed the white man? They're gonna accept that white man. Nah, they killed him because he wasn't dealing with their ass. He wasn't dealing with them, man. So go not into the way go not into the way of the heathen, and into Samaria enter ye not, but go into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. What is that? Is that 10 and 5? Matthew, maybe 10 and 5. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe. Salak him if I'm wrong. Yeah, here we go. Go down to the way of the Gentiles, kind. And these 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. So he not dealing with them. You know? He let them know what was going on. But see, this is Yahweh Shai, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no white man. Yeah, let's go into this. So we just read where this shit happened. But let's see what ChatGPT says. I asked the question, was Caesar Borgia made in the image of Jesus Christ? The idea that Caesar Borgia was made in the image of Jesus Christ is a bit romanticized or symbolic interpretation, often stemming from the latter art and historical narratives rather than a direct historical fact. It is a direct historical fact, and we just read it, bro. That Leonardo da Vinci was a Mo, you know, right? And he was the lover of Caesar Borgia and Alexander Pope. Had Leonardo put JC in the image of Yahweh Shai. All right, Caesar Borgia was a cardinal, a military leader, the son of Pope Alexander, notorious for his involvement in political intrigue, war, and notorious personal life during the Italian Renaissance. He is often depicted in art, especially by Renaissance painters, and one of the most famous portrayals of him is in the Borgia family's close association with power. However, the specific claim that Caesar was made in the image of Jesus Christ might be referring to the fact that some artists in the Renaissance, most notably Leonardo da Vinci and Sandro Botticelli, used models with striking facial features for religious figures in their works. They did it, man. They did it in the Renaissance, and it's called iconoclasm. All right. There's a theory which, in popular and conspiracy circles and some historical discussions, that Caesar Borgia's likeness was used in the by artists like Raphael as model for Jesus Christ in Renaissance paintings. This is based on the idea that Caesar was often portrayed as handsome and charismatic, with many believing that these idealized images could have influenced the depiction of Christ in religious art, and particularly during a time when the Catholic Church was very influential. They had the power, whole time. So while there isn't any direct evidence suggesting that Caesar Borgia was intentionally made in the image of Christ, the theory that his likeness may have influenced the depictions of Jesus does, and that's bullshit. When it was made, it was whitewashed by the iconoclast, which meaning the people that did the act of iconoclasm. They whitewashed it and gave it to the people. They whitewashed it and gave it to the people. It's worth noting that the Renaissance period was a time when both religious and secular figures often crossed over in their iconography, and powerful families like the Borgias played a significant role in shaping public imagery. What is public imagery? Images that are given to the public. He changed the faces of the judges thereof. Job 9:24. Do you find the Borgia connection to Christ more intriguing or the artistic influence they had on the time? Well, they had fucking both, man. Oh, they asking me, do I find it more intriguing? Man, I'm not. All right. Iconoclasm happened in the Renaissance. Iconoclasm did not define the Renaissance itself, but certainly occurred during the Renaissance period in parts of Europe. What is iconoclasm? Iconoclasm means the destruction or rejection of religious images. It's most strongly associated with religious reform movements. That's how you have fucking Christianity, man. They gave you this white Jesus and said you live by him. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm not going to read this here. But whitewashing, we went over this already. All right, so let's go over it again. What is whitewashing portraits? Whitewashing portraits refers to altering or creating artwork so that a person appears lighter skinned or more European in features than they really were. They took everything that was melanated and made it white, man. Made it look like them. Right? In historical art is sometimes lightened skin tone, narrowed noses, straightened or softened hair texture, changed facial structure to match European beauty standards. They took everything that was melanated and made it white. Can't get around this, man. This often reflected colonial attitudes, racial hierarchy beliefs, patron preferences, wealthy or powerful clients. For example, some historians argue that certain depictions of religious figures include Europeanized images of Jesus during the Renaissance, reflect cultural rather than historical history. Okay, that's because that historical accuracy of those pictures was stripped when they committed iconoclasm, man. All right, Jesus, Yahweh Shai is not a white man.